obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm Macdonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly. And then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed. And I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like, I'll be out in the world walking around, and people will say, "I saw that when you were with Harlan, or when you were with Norm, or with Will, and that really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now."
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people? That I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm Macdonald was this person who would come, you all know Norm Macdonald, but Norm Macdonald, when we'd have him on in the early days, to this day I've never interviewed anybody like Norm Macdonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm Macdonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up to, I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along, and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald. This might go off the rails really fast. Type of guys.
Yeah. I mean, Norm Macdonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm Macdonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, tell me, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean, really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan." I'd be like, "Really? You purchased a..." Yeah, I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters. And I'm like, "You have 3 daughters?" "Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, kind of, well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly." And I'd be like, "Well, one day this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, now, Norm, I tell you," and then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
about halfway through where it's going.
I mean, I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes, we call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne-Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually? We could just queue it up on command.
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, That means you saw
was it.
You saw an amazing thing happen, and if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show, and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, I mean, that around the world that will say, "Oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne Smith," and I'll think that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I was a broken apart by you.
Everybody knows now Norm MacDonald died 2 days ago, and I got the news like everyone else, just absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea. And there's been this seismic reaction, which is appropriate, completely appropriate in the comedy world. And a lot's been said about Norm. And I just had this very strong feeling yesterday that I needed to talk to people about it and talk to people who, like me, experience Norm in the moment and really try and understand what it was about this man, this very improbable, unusual man. What made him so different? And I maintain that, we are accustomed, sadly, to losing funny, talented people all the time, and we grow accustomed to it. I think Norm's impact is only going to grow, and I think his significance in comedy is only going to expand over time because he was such an incredible talent, and trying to describe what made Norm different is so difficult. And I think so far I've read everything that's out there, and I'm hearing, to be fair, people were all taken by surprise. You're just hearing he was an original and there was no one like Norm. And I keep thinking, no one's getting to it. And I just wanted to take a stab today to try and understand what exactly it was about this guy that was so brilliantly unusual and is going to be so lasting, and his work is so important. And one of the things that speaks to, I was having a conversation with Jim Downey and in the wake of Norm's death, and Jim Downey, and I was trying to get to what is it that made Norm so different, and he reminded me, he said, on Weekend Update, we would do, there's a dress rehearsal, which I know because I worked at Saturday Night Live. There's a dress rehearsal, and he said, the best way to test a joke on Weekend Update is at dress rehearsal. If it does well at dress rehearsal, it will do well on air. If it doesn't do well at dress rehearsal, it will bomb on air. It's the best way to test it. And he said that Norm would do a joke at dress rehearsal that they both loved, and it would get nothing. And when Weekend Update was over, Jim would say, yeah, it's too bad that joke didn't do well. And Norm would say, yeah, I know, but we got to do it. So he would do jokes that he knew were going to get nothing.
Yeah.
If he thought the joke was worthwhile, he didn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Now, that is very uncommon. That is very...
Well, he never pandered.
He didn't pander at all. And that takes... that's what made me think about the line you said so many years ago, Andy. Like, it almost terrifies me, his fearlessness, because it was the thing he did so many times on our show, which I thought was absolutely outrageous, was he would
launch into these long stories that you quickly realized were farmers' daughter jokes.
Or shaggy dog.
Shaggy dog stories.
Just absolute horseshit.
Absolute horseshit stories. And he would go on and on and on. And I'm so happy that the moth joke has been getting circulated so much from our Tonight Show, because it is completely outrageous what he's doing. It is, it's the Tonight Show, and he is telling this very long story, and he's taking all the time in the world. And I love it just because even though I was there, I'm delighted every time I see it.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I'm delighted with it, because what he's doing breaks every rule. Brevity is the soul of wit. That is the rule.
Yeah.
Keep it, and man, he completely, like Picasso, blew up the form. He goes and he tells this joke forever, and then finally gets to this punchline, and you can see that everyone's delighted, but he has broken every rule in the book. And I was talking to Lori Joe, and I asked her if it's okay if I related this, and she said it was okay. But she said that not too long ago, someone asked Norm about the moth story that he told on our Tonight Show, and that she said, the guy wanted to know what made you have the nerve to do that, and that he said that, it was that goddamn Frank Smiley. He said, I was only supposed to do one segment, and then suddenly in the commercial break, Frank came over and said, like, you're doing another one, because whenever I had Norm, I was greedy. I wanted more Norm. I always wanted more Norm. And so he didn't know that we were going to ask him to do a second segment. He had nothing planned, absolutely nothing planned. And so as recently as not that long ago, I think this was a couple of months ago, he was telling somebody, damn it, that was Frank Smiley. Hey, get back out there. Conan wants more.
So he heard that joke from Colin Quinn. And he did the segment. And it was he had 7 minutes prepared.
Yeah.
And so he basically, you say, and then he's done. He's done. You say, we'll be right back with more Norm. And he goes, I've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
So then he remembered the Colin joke, and it was a 20-second joke. So he asked you, how long is the segment? And he was hoping you'd say 20 seconds.
Right.
But you said 7 minutes.
Yep.
So it became a 7-minute joke.
Yeah, and he's doing that. This has to be understood. He's doing this on the fly.
Yep.
So his way to slow it down that he came up with on the fly is he invents...
It's a Chekhov play.
It's a Chekhov play.
With Russian names.
And there's a sadness, an ineffable sadness in life weighing on the character's soul. And and I'm thinking, I've never met anybody who would take that chance and make that choice. And I'll never meet anybody like him again.
He was the ballsiest comedian in the history of comedians.
He was taking that, and he was saying, like, the joke doesn't matter. Like that, he would watching that, seeing that clip again. You're getting to see his brain. Yeah. He's just showing you his brain. And the notion that the joke is the thing. The joke isn't the thing.
No, it's the journey.
It's taking a stroll through this guy's brain and hearing the choices that he makes and what he has to say. And and I think that was like kind of what, like, there was so much of like what he would say, like, well, that doesn't matter, this matters. And what mattered to him was his own self-expression, was spreading his own kind of genius and his own point of view. Like, there's a clip out, he did some roast, and I remember seeing it at the time. I can't remember who it was that he was roasting, but all his jokes are things.
It was Bob Saget.
Was it Bob Saget?
Yes. And it was unbelievable.
It was, but all the jokes were things like, Bob often has a lot of things on, Bob often has things on his mind. It's when he's wearing a hat. Like, it was all these dad jokes, intentionally bombed.
Right.
And then I didn't even know this, but I remember feeling like, okay, Norm, I mean, you know, these are funny and you're funny doing them because you can't help but be funny, but feels a little hostile, you know, like why are you breaking from what this, you know, you were invited to a costume party and you came, you know, in a tuxedo, you know, whatever. He didn't play by the rules of the thing. Turns out the producers told him, really go for it, really get him. And Norm was like, yeah, you're going to tell me what to do. Here, I'll do this. I'll do the softest, lamest dad jokes I can come up with.
Yeah.
And it was just a fuck you to the producers. It looked weird at the time. It was funny in a way, but it still was just like, it was Norm doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
It was still hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like Norm couldn't not be funny.
Yeah.
I've had this gnawing regret this last day and a half, and it's reading all this praise for Norm, which again I believe is completely justified and will endure. And it's been a regret that he didn't get to experience this. You know, he took so much flack in his career. He took so much shit. And yes, he knew that he had fans, but I wish, you know, it's a common wish for people, but I wish he had been able to read the stuff that's being written about him. I wish he knew how beloved he is, and also how in awe comedians are of what he did and what he meant, and how you know,
how important he was to the people who are probably the most important people in the world to him.
Yeah,
you know,
and he, you know, I wish he knew that, and that's the one regret I you know, he kept his illness a complete secret from everybody. And that was his choice, and I respect that choice.
See how it's done.
But selfishly, for me, I wish I had the chance, and I wish a lot of us wish we had the chance to go in and tell him, you were a singular artist, and you've really made a huge difference, and I mean, if nothing else, I don't know of anybody that could make me laugh like that.
Well, a study this week reports seafood is good for you unless it's fried. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A new study says that people who quit smoking have healthier lungs. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A person who suffers 2 sharp, powerful blows to the head within a short period of time can suffer brain damage or even die. This, according to a new study in the medical journal, Duh.
Ow, my leg!
You all right? What the fuck, man?
The snake's out. The snake, Michelle, come get the snake.
The snake bit me. My calf is all purple, and I have 2 red puncture marks on it.
Yeah, it's probably from where the snake bit you.
That's probably from where the snake bit me?
Yeah.
Duh. Duh. Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
You remember earlier when you said that's probably from where the snake bit me? Duh.
It's not helping. It's important. It says here it's important to remain calm, and you need to get your heart rate down. Let's check your pulse.
So you're telling me that I have 9 minutes to live because snake venom is coursing through my heart. And at the same time, you're telling me this would be a good time to remain calm.
Yeah.
Duh. Is there any cure for this?
I gotta suck out the venom.
Okay, let's do it. Fucking suck that venom. Yeah, you fucking suck that fucking venom. Yeah, you want to spit it out? You got a fucking mouth load. Ah, fucking shoot it out of your face, you fucking cunt. You fucking whore. Ah!
Oh, thanks, dude. I didn't get any of that in my mouth.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll be back with Simon Helber. You fucking sit down.
I did this movie. I directed Dirty Work in 1998.
Oh, Dirty Work.
Incredible movie. Incredible.
We're talking about working and thinking, and well, there could be a sequel.
Have you talked to Artie Lang? I mean, is Artie Lang all right?
Artie's hard to get a hold of. Have you talked to Artie Lang?
No. In fact,
I want to talk to Artie Lang. If anybody hears this, can tell Artie Lang to text me back. So I talked to Norm quite a bit and love him and Artie, and it's a pretty cool thing if it goes, which is looking very nice.
We are talking about possibly trying to do a sequel, and we've got some permission of the big cheeses, but we're not there yet. But you'd both have to be in it if we do it, so that's all there is to it. Because funniest people, we need to. Norm is regarded by most funny people to be one of the funnier people alive. And we've had some real interesting shit happen together. It's, I made Dirty Work, so that's a year with Norm MacDonald.
Yeah.
And it's like Entertainment Tonight was there while I was directing it. And for the cameras, he goes, I'm whispering in his ear some stuff, giving him some notes. He goes, why am I listening to the dad from Full House? Why am I taking direction from the video guy?
God.
He just states the obvious as loud as he can. And he also knows the secret of quiet. When you get real quiet, how you draw people in. And then his construction of things is amazing.
You would think that
missing Norm sucks ass. It's just I can't believe he's gone either. I talk about him in present day.
Well, you wrote a sequel for Dirty Work.
I did.
And we had the money?
Yeah, we were going.
That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah. And Norm, I didn't think he was going to die. And I didn't know.
I was going to say, did you know? I mean, writing a sequel that stars a guy who's got leukemia is not a smart move. So
when nobody knew, and he wanted it that way, and I think it was also him being a gambler at heart. You know, with life,
he thought he could get through it.
And by the way, he was told he was going to. So I think it's those last few weeks. I think he was really thinking he was going to beat it, and we were set to go. And so you were going to be getting the phone call.
Yeah.
And I told you that when I was in New York. And it's really good script. And he and Laurie Jo Hoekstra, who I love.
Yeah, Lojo, the great LJ.
She's just great. I guess when we did Dirty Work, I was more the guy that wanted to be liked. And that ain't the club you do it with. You don't have... Frank Sebastiano and Fred Wolf. It ain't social. It's making the best movie you can make. And
right.
that movie was, people that love it have to know that writing good comedy is hell. It's really hard work. And that's why I think the movie resonated. Right now I'm trying, and we'll see what happens. I'm trying to make the R-rated cut for Norm,
Right.
To do that, because 7 minutes are missing. So,
no kidding.
Yeah. Remember you guys had, I can't give it away if it comes out.
Well,
it involves donuts.
The donut scene. Yeah, right, exactly.
And there's more than that. But, the prison scene's a little bit different.
Yeah. And I can say what it is. The prison scene, Norm gets fucked in the ass. And
as you do in prison.
Listen, I've been there. No one always gets fucked in the ass. Believe me, that would be I'd be a hard date to deal with if that happened.
Well, for you, it's like looking for Waldo once they get in there.
But anyway, Norm says after he gets fucked in the ass, you know what hurts the most is the lack of respect. That's what hurts the most. But the other thing hurts the most, the anal rape.
Right. And that
got cut out.
But we used a wide shot, and amazing that it worked. That and the other thing.
Right.
And I had Norm loop it, and he went, God, looks like I said that. So he didn't. You said anal rape, Norm. And so hopefully we'll put anal rape back in where it belongs, in dirty work.
Anal rape belongs no further than your friendly podcast and your friendly movie makers.
Prisoners? So what? So what? You know what prisoners do to each other all the time? No, what? You don't know?
All right, let's go.
Not you, Tubby. You sure you don't want him to? You fellas have a lot of growing up to do, I'll tell you that. Ridiculous. You know what hurts the most is the lack of respect. You know? That's what hurts the most. Except for the other thing. That hurts the most. But the lack of respect hurts the second most.
scared of letting go of everything and I don't let it
roast was happening not even 3 weeks after September 11th. So there was a big discussion about what was right in terms of taste.
There hadn't been any comedy in New York. It was very fresh.
It was about a week after September 11th. This was September 11th, 1968, so I don't know what the big deal was. But no, I went up and I said, well, I can't stay late tonight. I have to catch a flight to LA. I couldn't get a direct flight. We have to make a stop at the Empire State Building. Oh, you're back.
I have to catch a flight to California. I can't get a direct flight. They said they have to stop at the Empire State Building first.
Here comes Gilbert, and he just went for broke. It was, it was unbelievable.
Gilbert Gottfried took the mic, took the room over.
He said he was trying to get a direct flight to Los Angeles.
He was nervous because his plane had a connection on the way home at the Empire State Building.
That was when the crowd turned. They started booing him. There was a guy in the audience shouting, "Too soon, too soon." The crowd was murmuring.
Somebody yelled too soon, and Gilbert, in his awkward way, sort of vamped for a second, holding onto the podium, hoping it was a time machine that he could just go back 2 minutes.
One guy yelled out too soon, which I thought meant I didn't take a long enough pause between the setup and the punchline. You know, I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert, you're going to get into trouble again.
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter. Did you? Because I think...
you're going to make him sad.
Because I think, you know, it was tragic at the time. But I think... I don't know. People calling me, man, they're shocked. Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it. Who got killed? The crocodile hunter.
Please don't make me laugh at this.
They were like, he was 44 years old. I'm like, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter.
That's not...
And you know who had to be pissed about it were the crocodiles, because he got killed by some fruity fish. And so you know the crocodiles were like, hey man, that crocodile hunter got killed. Who did it, Frank? Nah, you don't even want to know, man.
Please don't do this anymore. This
no, Bill, man, you had a chance once. The guy go, man, I had a chance. I had that mother. He was Tommy with a stick. I could have eaten him and his kid.
I don't feel good about this.
You remember I ever tell you that story, Bill? Yeah, only 1,000 times.
Yeah, I'm not bringing up the fucking tsunamis. No, but how much money did you lose on that?
A lot more than we lost with the man grade.
The Aflac duck.
Yes.
Did you lose a lot of money?
No.
In future,
no. It was $5 a commercial.
That's more than we got for the man grade.
I bet that was a lot of fucking money. Because it was set, right? You didn't have...
I want to return this duck.
Why?
It's very annoying. It just says the same thing over and over again. Go ahead, say it. Say it. Just once, say it.
Would you go in and just do a whole year's in one?
No, they'd have me come in each time to do new ones.
Oh, they would.
And then they wound up firing me, getting a new guy to imitate my voice for less money, thus bringing closure to a horrible tragedy.
So there was a tsunami in Japan. You might have heard about it. Now, at the time, do you realize that Aflac does 75% of their business in Japan?
I found that out soon enough. Oh, yeah.
You think they could have told you that?
I done found that out.
So the Twitter account, @RealGilbert, oh, believe me, he makes it clear, too. Oh, it's real. Not even Joe Schmo. I'm going to have fun on this. It's me, Real Gilbert. He writes, okay. Japan is really advanced. They don't go to the beach. The beach comes to them. What do the Japanese have in common with Howard Stern? They're both radioactive. What does every Japanese person have in their apartment? Floodlights. I just split up with my girlfriend, but like the Japanese say, there'll be another one floating by any minute now. I do remember he was tweeting so much, my lights started dimming. Yeah.
See, but you notice when you were reading the tsunami jokes, everybody here was laughing.
Yes, that's true.
And see, that's the thing.
That's what matters. You know what else?
Right. Yeah.
None of us were getting $1 million.
Yeah.
And also, we waited a good 48 hours after.
Oh, yeah. Well, that always got me when they say too soon.
Why is it okay later?
Yeah, because it's like, you can make a joke about the Titanic now.
Right.
And it's like, I'm thinking, so if you make a joke about the Titanic now and you're a good person because you didn't do it back then you're saying, okay, I waited. Fuck those people who died on the Titanic.
Too soon.
Well, at least you can't blame this on the Jews. It was an iceberg, not a Goldberg or a Silverberg.
Too soon.
Lincoln was a great thinker. I wonder what the last thing to go through his head was.
Ooh.
You know what the last thing was that Jackie Kennedy said to John? It's a nice day. Why don't we ride with the top down?
Too soon.
This is the worst motorcycle race I've ever been to.
Do you have a rule? The rule, some people say it's like, tragedy plus time. Like, what's your time limit? When do you want to...
No, I like to do it right away.
So in your mind, Kelly, is there anything off limits in comedy?
No.
There's nothing.
If you were to drop dead right now,
You'd make a joke.
I'd turn to the camera, I'd have an hour on it.
So why don't you tell me about... Actually, let's start with something really simple. Like, how did you get discovered for the show?
I was, the way I got discovered by Lorne Michaels for Saturday Night Live is I was doing stand-up, and so I knew Sandler and Spade from stand-up, and then they told their boss, Lorne, about me, and he kind of takes people's words for stuff. So then he called me, said, talk to me and stuff, and I said, yeah, man, I'd like to do that job.
And what was it like? Were you sort of? I mean, obviously, it's financially it was great. It's a good platform, but did you kind of buy? Like, were you into the myth of it? Like, did you love it when you were younger?
Yes, I grew up on it because I think I was 13 when the first show was on. And I remember seeing the first show because I think George Carlin was the host. So I was, and it was like the only two new things I remember when I was young was Letterman and Saturday Night Live. That was different than all the rest of TV. Was all sort of old for old people, kind of corny. And so yeah, I wasn't, but I was just wanted to do stand up. It wasn't like I was aiming towards Saturday Night Live. And even when Lorne called me, he said you got to do write 2 sketches, do 2 characters and 2 impressions. And then I said I can't do any of that, So I think he just liked me, that I was stupid. And, I was from Canada. I talked to him about being in Canada. I remember he had a show in Canada when I was a kid. The Hart and Lorne, Hart Pomerantz, and he were a comedy team that did a show when I was a little boy. And I remember that because it was sort of like the precursor to Saturday Night Live. It was sort of super cool compared to Wayne and Schuster. So he liked that I remember that he liked that I liked that. And then I think he just got a kick out of the fact that I knew if I did anything in terms of trying to do a character or I would be dead. So I knew my best hope was just to say I couldn't.
So you didn't do anything for it? Like, what did you do for your audition?
Nothing. I didn't do an audition.
And so can you describe, what was your first day like on the show? Do you remember your first day?
My first day on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, working, not the
yeah.
first show, but the first day that you were...
The first day?
Yeah, I showed up. This happens a lot at Saturday Night Live. I showed up the first day and no one was there, and I just sat on a couch. Yeah, yeah.
What time did you show up?
Well, like 8 in the morning or something. I thought like that's when jobs started. I didn't know. So then no one was there forever. Like, and finally people started like shambling in at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and you know, I was already finishing my day, and that's what I remember about the first day, just being all alone. But it's cool because I just went through everything, you know, rifled through people's stuff and looked at old tapes and went in Lauren's office and had a shower.
There was a shower there. So.
Yeah, Lauren has a shower in his office. I think only he and I have ever used it.
So what was the first sketch that you ever got on, or what was the first written material that you ever got on the show?
I wrote a sketch for the first show because Burt Reynolds had just was on Larry King Live and was kind of famous at the time, that because he was in a contentious divorce with Lonnie Anderson, and he was wearing this crazy purple suit on Larry King Live, and he announced, I will, you know, Lonnie Anderson is lying, and I will get her on this show with you, Larry, and we'll both take truth serum. And I was like, truth serum? What? Is that even a real thing? So it was so funny. And then so I wrote a sketch where they both drank like from beakers of truth serum, you know. And Lauren did not care for it. It opened the show, you know. It was like a big hit at the table. What's his name did Burt Reynolds? Phil Hartman. Oh, wow. It was Phil Hartman and Jan Hooks. And it just... the next week, Lauren like pointed to it as the example of what we should not be doing on the show. He said it was just the, you know, he calls things Carol Burnettish, you know, which is the ultimate insult. He said it was just the most Carol Burnettish type of sketch. But I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. And he let me do it. It got all the way to the air. He chose it, and he put it on first. Not my fault.
Do you think, like, it's weird? I think people have a weird sense of what... Because it's like he's such a personality. I think people have a weird sense of, like, how much control he has.
Uh-huh.
At the time when you were working there, like, what... Because it's like he didn't like that sketch, and yet it still was first. Like, how much control did he actually have in terms of the actual shaping of the show?
Absolute control. He had absolute control over everything the entire time I was there, and the entire time I ever remember him, except for one thing. I think in the history of the show, he didn't have control over when I did Weekend Update. That's the only thing that Lauren didn't have any control over.
And did it like... but at the same time, it's like it seems like the way that the show's worked, or what has made it work at different times, is that he's allowed different kinds of comedy to be on the show. So it's not like it's just going with his own taste, I guess, right? Like,
he's amazing that way, yeah. Like he's told me, I don't get that guy, but you know, and he allows comedy that he even doesn't like to be on the show. And I remember being mad at him, going, "Come on, Lauren, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why is all this dancing and singing and shit? It's supposed to be, this is a comedy show." And then he's told me, he goes, "No, it's not a comedy show. This is a variety show." I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. I thought it was a comedy show. But he said, "I think if you could sing or dance, you'd think differently." And I was like, yeah, I guess he's right.
The show itself started with it started at its beginnings were that it was doing something very different on TV. Did you feel a sense of like it had lost interest in pushing boundaries or something at the time you were there? Like
at the time, yes, I because I would always write sketches that would be rejected out of hand, you know, and I would go, why? Controversial. And I was like, well, I thought that's what we did. I thought that's what Saturday Night Live was, you know. But I was kind of living in the past. But then when we got Update, I went a little crazy. because I had the freedom, you know, and I engineered it all so that I got Downey, you know, because I knew if I had Downey, I'd have a lot of power behind me.
Are you planning any tribute to Norm MacDonald? And can you tell us about how much he's impacted you and the staff and everything, just his legacy?
I think he meant the world to the people there. I can tell you from just the number of people I've heard from, the number of people that have gone and talked about Norm. All of us had, you know, when you work with somebody for that many years and they make you laugh and you're aware of who they are as a person and as a friend, I think Norm was one of the funniest people I've ever known, and because he's Canadian, I'd put him right there up in the top 5.
This weekend, veteran news anchorman David Brinkley apologized to Bill Clinton for an election night commentary in which he called the president, quote, boring and uncreative. Admitted Brinkley, there was certainly nothing uncreative about the way you moved Vince Foster's body. The president's a murderer. You didn't know that? The mysterious Indonesian accused of illegally raising millions for the Democratic Party. Earlier this week, Secret Service logs showed that Mr. Wong had visited the Clinton White House more than 60 times. But on Friday, administration spokesman revealed that there are actually 2 John Wongs. Furthermore, they stressed that the John Wong who visited the White House is a different man. He isn't the fundraiser. He's the guy who killed Vince Foster. Rejecting conspiracy theories that President Clinton killed Vince Foster, a report out this week from independent counsel Kenneth Starr has officially concluded that Vince Foster took his own life. Among other things, the report cites evidence that Foster was deeply depressed in the days leading up to his death. Although the report does concede, Foster was deeply depressed because President Clinton was trying to murder him. On Capitol Hill this week, 17 Republican congressmen formally asked the House Judiciary Committee whether there is sufficient evidence to begin impeachment proceedings against President Clinton. In response, the president said, quote, hey, you know who would have the answer to that question? Vince Foster.
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. He's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that, so it'd be good to get the... See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without
That's a little
Charlie.
too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
No,
we don't need
I
to
don't want
talk
to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Shut up. Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm, did you ever hear the word? Oh,
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone ringing.
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. No. The thing is this. There, you know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer. He told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it.
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing. Pretend.
You know what, Norm? You're a dead man.
Here, you talk to him now.
You know what, Barbara? You know what you said about rage and work?
Give this man a plate of soup and tell him to shut up.
Norm,
all right then. Let's see.
Norm.
What?
Okay, listen, Norm, listen. Not only have you annoyed us, but I read that you have actually annoyed one of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you, maybe George or Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love.
There's no stopping you, is there?
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
Really? And this man leads into our show on Friday night.
I know.
It's all right. His career's over after this anyway. Who cares? Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you moving along?
No,
You're
Bill
going to get to the point.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, Cosby.
Oh, God. What's in that coffee? What are you drinking in there?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about any...
Will you just tell us what you did with Bill Cosby?
Oh, I met him. I opened for him at a club, and he was a great man, you know. He's my hero of all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby is,
Yeah,
right?
so I'll get to the point. I'm going past menopause. Make the point. Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay?
All right, Norm, you want to finish the story, or shall I ask you the next thing?
Well, the Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right, Barbara?
Yeah. What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire? Oh, yeah. You know what? Tonight, Norm and I... Please. I like Bill Cosby.
We've been down this road together. We've been seeing the colors fade.
Norm MacDonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight? Come on, Norm. Tell him, Norm.
People always told me Hollywood was like incredibly liberal and biased, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about The Millionaire?
Yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds to talk about The Millionaire. Don't tell how much
Don't tell him what I won?
No.
Oh.
You're not allowed to tell anything like that.
Well, what are you trying to ask him then?
I don't know. He doesn't answer anything anyway. Okay, so he's on The Millionaire tonight, and he's on Friday nights, and
on Monday, his taxes will be audited.
So he's on Friday nights at 9. He's on The Millionaire at 9. You can play along at home on Enhanced TV. You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.
I'm a New Yorker. Yeah, New York. Nice. I actually got into an argument on the subway, and the guy quoted the Bible at me. That is not fair. Like, if you get to quote from your favorite book, I should be able to quote from my favorite book, right? He was like, men do not live on bread alone, Matthew 4:4. And I was like, everybody's a little bit magic, Harry Potter, chapter 7. It's not a fair fight, right? One of those books is a classic about a man who has sacrificed himself for the good of the world, and the other is the Bible. Do you know what I'm saying, people?
Roseanne, what are your thoughts on Harrison?
Well, I just love you, Harrison. You're fantastic. And you're real brave. I mean, the stuff you're talking about, Bible jokes, that's some brave.
Thank you.
And,
I disagree. I don't think the Bible joke is brave at all. I think if you're going to take on an entire religion, you should maybe know what you're talking about. J.K. Rowling is a Christian, and J.K. Rowling famously said that if you're familiar with the scriptures, you could easily guess the ending of her book.
Huh?
I don't like it.
You get a lot of attention on Twitter sphere for being open about your religious views. What are they?
I'm a Christian. It's not
Devout?
stylish to say now.
No, are you devout?
Yeah.
You believe in the Lord?
Yes, I do.
You think you're going somewhere when it ends?
I don't believe it, but what people don't understand about faith is that you have to choose it. You know what I mean? They think that you believe it, but you have to choose it.
So you choose to have faith?
Yes.
That means you believe you're going somewhere. What is faith? But I have faith.
Yeah, the same way that you believe. There's a lot of things I have faith, but I don't really believe in DNA. Like if I was on a jury and a guy was predicted that his DNA was on this cigarette, I go, I don't know what DNA is.
I see. So you don't have faith in that?
No, I don't have faith in science.
Really?
Well, think about it. Haven't scientists always been wrong? Like they used to think the sun went around the earth. Everybody's, hey, that scientist. Well, he's so smart. We'll give him a white coat.
Other science refuted it.
Right, but back then, everybody at that time thought that guy was smart. Why at this time do we think that the earth goes around the sun?
Did Christ think the world was flat?
Huh?
Did Christ think the world was flat? These are questions I ask.
You know, I tweeted Richard Dawkins, this famous atheist.
Yeah, I know he is.
And, of course, he just thinks I'm a moron, because he went to Cambridge and I dropped out of high school. But I asked him, I said, why does life insist? And they didn't understand. What's that mean? I'm like, well, it means, I thought he was like smart. So I said, why does life,
I know what you mean,
need to create other life?
Right.
Why do you have to procreate? Why do you have to live?
And fight to stay alive.
Yeah, fight to stay alive and make sure that your genes stay alive. Why do you have to do that? Why, if nothing matters, wouldn't the obvious thing to do be go extinct?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To me, that would be the clear and obviously self-evident thing to do. And, in fairness to Richard Dawkins, he said, oh, well, that's a philosophical question that I'll ask my friends and I'll try to get back to you. So it was very nice. But I think it lies at the heart of theology, and people of faith, especially in this town, they'll say, you believe in an invisible man in the sky. And they already throw on you their ideas of what you believe in, although they don't know what you believe, They don't know what you think of as God, But the one question that always bothered me and always bothers everybody is, how can children die if there's a benevolent God, right? And how can 6 million go through the chimney at Birkenau,
Mm-hmm.
And this is a question that I think I have an answer for, because I think a lot about this kind of stuff. Because I'd really like there to be a God. I don't know at all, but I really would like there to be a God.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sarah Silverman told me, she's like, so you really believe in it? I go, I'm trying, She's like, you believe in an invisible man in the sky? She says it that way. So I'm like, well, whatever, if you want to say it that way. So she's like, well, good luck with that. And I'm like, well, it's a good luck for you, too. It's not like your idea of like being thrown on the ground, having dirt tossed on you is such a beautiful, great idea.
That doesn't bother me.
Dirt thrown on you forever?
I mean, yeah, because I just sort of feel like it's probably just a blissful state of non-existence that I had before. Boy, I'm going to be really, it's going to be a huge bummer if that's not the case.
But if you have a blissful state of non-existence, then you're talking about an afterlife.
Well, okay, blissful is probably the wrong word. I just meant I'm not aware of anything, I think it'd be great if there was something, but if there's not, I I think the worst thing would be your consciousness lives on, but there's nothing. So you just feel,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, that would be hell.
I suppose.
I mean, Nabokov, I think, was the guy who said, like, he saw a picture of himself. I'm sorry, he saw a picture of his parents, and his parents had his older brother in his arm, and his mother had his older brother in her arms, and his mother and father and his older brother. But he had not been born yet. And he said he felt no grief or terror at that picture.
Sure.
Where he didn't exist.
Right.
So I thought that was very interesting. Like, it's what you're saying.
Right.
That why be afraid of not existing? Because it's not really you that dies. It's the world that dies.
Sure.
And everything there is. Everything there is and everything.
I mean, I think it would be fantastic if there was some sort of a transformation of, this is a conservation of emotional energy that, once your emotional energy forms, it can't ever be destroyed, and it just disperses into the universe somehow, and you're a part of this thing that is you can't comprehend now, but once you're there, you'll totally get it.
It's very hard to believe.
But it'd be great if that were the,
of course it would be great.
I don't fault anyone.
But here's my answer for the
What's the answer?
For the chimneys. Here's what I believe. If there is a God, and if he is good, and if he created the universe and the earth, then an all good being, what can he create? He can't create good, because that would just be expansion. So all he can create is bad. So he creates bad, and then in a cool twist, the bad that he creates is allowed itself in a godlike way to create good from the bad. Because originally God created good from the bad, then bad from the good, and then he gives man the exact opportunity. So just from a standpoint of logic, which, is what atheists always try to say, I believe that there is an answer for the question of why God allows horrors, and that's what I come up with. But
I also,
I have a rabbi who I talk to a lot. I'm not Jewish.
No, McDonald's. No,
I was for a year, but he's the guy that knows. He's a scholar. Like my pastor doesn't know anything. Like he's just a pleasant guy. And he has.
I don't know. You should probably look that up.
Hey,
what is there?
I know. If you ask him a direct question, you go, "Huh? What? Didn't you hear my sermon?" And the sermon's always like, how to be a nice fella, or something. It's always nonsense. But this pastor, I phoned this pastor because I try to read the scriptures and study them. Last week I asked this priest, this rabbi. I was saying, like in the Old Testament, they have the Lord's Prayer. And in the Lord's Prayer, he says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And I said, how could God lead us into temptation? It's without his boundaries, it's without his fence. God can't do that, if I'm correct about the God of the Old Testament. He cannot. It's not in his nature. The devil can, but not God. So the devil's hard to believe in. Of all the religions, it's hard to say one's worse than the other, But I can say with all belief that there's one religion that's just not true. And that's the Church of Satan. I think it even purports to be not true. It's like, there's a guy that's bigger than me.
Well, I think some of them, I think some of the people who are, and I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but just some of the stuff that I've seen online, I think some people adopt it as kind of a counter, like, okay, well, you guys have that guy over there with the beard, and then we have this guy.
Yeah.
And we should all be accepting it's not just that one, or just like, I think
right.
Sometimes I think it's
But
a
do you really want to have a personal relationship with the devil? a guy, it's the only religion where there's a bigger, stronger guy outside, of that the Satanists say exists.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But they say we're going to go with the
guy
underdog.
who was, because that guy, that guy wasn't popular. He got cast out. So we're going to be with this guy over here because
maybe that's it. Maybe he's an outlaw.
Yeah, he's kind of an outlaw. Yeah, exactly.
He's definitely the original outlaw. Look, I don't want to say too many good things about the devil. But I guess he was. Now that you say it, he was the original.
I hadn't really thought about it before, but I guess now, he was the original guy who got kicked out of the party. Who doesn't relate to that?
Exactly.
It's like big popular guys having a party. There's naked people running around. There's snakes and apples. There's a beautiful garden. It's like, they get kicked out. Come on. Everyone knows what that feels like.
It's funny, people think that whatever religion you are, Christian or whatever, that you're so self-righteous, but actually, they feel they're sinners. When I was a Christian, I would sin all the time, and I ate apples. That's on page 1 of the book. Worst possible thing you could do. And but anyways, I'm right now I'm of no faith.
But you're looking for answers.
Yeah, I'll find something. I'm probably closer to Judaism right now than anything else.
Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. A new development in the O.J. Simpson civil trial this week. According to sworn testimony, Nicole Brown Simpson had told her therapist that she was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson. Asked why he didn't report this earlier, the therapist said, "I was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson." Our top story tonight comes from the O.J. Simpson civil trial, where this week it was revealed that in his first interview with police, Simpson had refused to take a lie detector test. His reason? It detects lies.
When I was a kid, my dad would tell me that this man was a gold medal decathlete. Why, the greatest athlete in the world. And now I have to tell my kid that this man is a man.
A Labor Department task force says it will crack down on sweatshops in New York's Chinatown, where employees work 90-hour weeks for as little as 75 cents an hour. A spokesman for the sweatshop owners said, quote, "That's all we can afford to pay. This is a sweatshop. We make sweat." 18-year-old Julie Wozchak will be going to Paris after winning an essay contest sponsored by the Dayton Daily News. She won for her essay, which was entitled, "Why I Want to Go to Paris with Some Old Guy from the Daily Dayton News." Dayton Daily News. Like that would have helped. Okay. A 3-year-old Texas boy remains in fair condition after being assaulted by the family's pet cougar.
No one knows why the attack occurred, but hey, how about because their pet is a cougar? How about... Rap star Hammer is suing the Los Angeles Police Department after he and his entourage were mistakenly handcuffed by police. The most shocking part of this story, Hammer has an entourage. Painting that depicts a large rat sucking at the breast of the Blessed Virgin Mary was removed from a high school art display due to complaints by local residents. The artist blamed the complaints on a lack of art education, while I blame the complaints on the fact that it was a painting of a large rat sucking the breast of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
This guy died, Jerry Rubin, and he was a yippie.
Yes.
Not a hippie, but a yippie. I remember my dad going, who is that, a goddamn hippie or a yippie, you know?
Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry, that should read, Yippee Jerry Rubin died last week. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mistake completely. Just, I didn't read it right.
You look for jokes.
Yeah.
That have the same setup as the punchline. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I said the perfect joke would be if the punchline and the setup were almost identical.
My choice for vice president is a proven winner, a leading defender of the African-American community. His rise from humble beginnings is the American dream personified. He's an outspoken man, a thoughtful man. He's a leading rebounder in the NBA. His name's Dennis Rodman. Right, Dennis, come on out here, Dennis.
Jim Miklaszewski's from NBC News. I'm not a sports reporter, but to my knowledge, Mr. Rodman has never evinced any political desires whatsoever. Why have you asked him to join the Republican ticket?
I'm running for vice president. And if you don't like it, well, you can just kiss my ass. Right, Bob?
Yeah, that's right, kiss it.
I'm running for vice president. And if you don't like it, well, you can just kiss my ass. Right, Bob?
Yeah, that's right, kiss it. In his controversial new book, Bad as I Want to Be, Chicago Bulls forward Dennis Rodman says that the NBA is, quote, 50% sex. Jeez, man, I got to stop leaving at halftime. And my good friend Dennis Rodman. You're not wearing any clothes. You're completely naked.
Yeah? What's your point, Norm?
Well, it's customary for guests on Weekend Update, to wear clothes.
Well, because I'm new, does it bother you?
Well, that's not the issue here,
Does my nudity frighten you?
No, it doesn't frighten me, but if you plan to be here next fall doing book reviews, I expect to see a major attitude adjustment. And while you're at it, a more conventional hairstyle and some clothes, for God's sakes. You're going to have to learn that there is such a thing as rules, Dennis Rodman. Rules. Do you understand that?
Sure. I understand.
Well, good.
That's the way it is. Good night and have a good weekend.
You were talking about going to the in the last segment. I understand you actually had to visit yourself.
Yeah,
the hospital.
I went, what happened was on the show, on the Saturday Night Live show.
Yeah, that show. Yeah, I know that show.
I was on that, and Dennis Rodman was a guest.
Dennis Rodman, right.
And so we thought it'd be funny if he headbutted me, So he headbutted me, but he did it really hard,
Do we have a, I think actually someone supplied the clip. This is, you're not...
Yeah, that really...
You hear that dull thud of like skull on skull.
Yeah,
It really...
Yeah, and I don't have like a strong head. I haven't been working it out lately.
Really?
But he has like an athlete's head, you know? But no, beforehand he said, like, I said, hey, don't hit me with your head, or no, you know, don't really hit me. And he goes, no, Al. He goes, he had this thing where he was going to put his thumbs, and as soon as he touched my thumbs, I go back, and then he got all excited and headbutted me. So, like...
So did you feel him, like, pull the thumbs back, and then real head was coming at you?
And so I, like, blacked out for, like, a minute, and then the next day I had this huge headache, so I thought I was going to die, you know? And so I went to the hospital. I went to I don't want to say the hospital, but I went to this hospital and to emergency, you know, and they're all like, they're the craziest guys in emergency, all like crack. Everybody's on crack, you know? Every emergency is a guy on crack.
Yeah.
So I went in and they go like, hey, how much crack do you have, you know? And I go, I'm not on crack. And they go, what happened? I go, Dennis Rodman headbutted me. On the TV. He headbutted me on the TV. So they go, yeah. Right.
How much crack,
Yeah.
So what happened? Anything wrong?
Yeah, I don't know, man. They said, like, you can't tell. They said, like, the only way you can tell is if later on, if you go to sleep and you don't wake up. Yeah.
That's why you didn't mention the name of the hospital.
Yeah, I don't want to mention it. I didn't know this, too. If you go to emergency, you got to pay. They keep sending me bills, like all kinds of bills.
You thought it was free, that you could just go there and...
Yeah. I'm from Canada. It's all free there.
Oh, okay.
What about last night? Dennis Rodman got a narrow... Do you watch Celebrity Apprentice anymore?
Yeah. I haven't watched much this season, but I know did he go back to North Korea? Did he bring LaToya Jackson over to North Korea?
It is weird that he's both on the Celebrity Apprentice and dealing with nuclear genocide.
Yeah, negotiating world peace and harmony, and trying to. It's funny how it all really, the rhetoric and the vitriol out of North Korea all started immediately after Dennis Rodman's visit too.
I guess you're right.
He went over there to patch everything up, and the next day it's like, America is a boiled pumpkin waiting to be exploded. So if anybody could solve the crisis in the world, crises in the world, I think Rodman could. He was a fun guy.
Don't you find it funny with the news, Tom, that all of a sudden you read on the front of Yahoo, North Korea is starting a war with us.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
They're instigating it.
Yeah.
They're actually saying...
and then you just hit another button.
Yeah.
They're
starting it. They're just going to start it.
Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Really?
They're saying they're going to start it.
Are they going to get us?
In a highly unusual ruling, the California State Supreme Court declared this week that O.J. Simpson attorney Alan Dershowitz is, quote, one ugly bastard. Meanwhile, Simpson Dream Team attorney Alan Dershowitz was back in the news this week, and good Lord is he ugly. Take a look at the guy. I mean, this is an ugly, ugly guy. No two ways about it. An ugly character. All right. It was reported this week that Simpson prosecutors Marcia Clark and Chris Darden often passed sexually explicit notes back and forth at the trial. Notes which discussed each other's, quote, turn-ons. And according to the notes, both Darden and Clark are turned on by the same freakish thing, Alan Dershowitz. Last week at a dramatic press conference about the crash of TWA Flight 800, ABC News correspondent Pierre Salinger displayed a document which he believes is proof that the jet was shot down by a U.S. Navy missile. Later, he proudly showed reporters his solid gold Rolex that he bought on the street for just $15. That's That's one ugly bastard, isn't it? Lord.
Washington Power to some Mary Madeline and James Carville are expecting their first baby in July. No one knows if the baby will be a Democrat or a Republican, but doctors are sure of one thing. It will be weird looking. Leona Helmsley fired a maid this week for stealing her Victoria's Secret lingerie. And you think she looks hot here, huh? Imagine, if you would, with the...
This week, President Clinton made history when he nominated Madeleine Albright to be first female Secretary of State. Responding to critics who say that she is not the best choice, the president insisted, quote, "She looks a lot better after a couple of drinks."
Meanwhile, Republican hopeful Phil Gramm says that Bob Dole should not get the nomination because he backed President Clinton's plan to send troops to Bosnia. Dole responded that Gramm should not be nominated for president because, well, look at him. Take a gander at the fella.
Incidentally, Ms. Maston will be represented in her civil suit by feminist attorney Gloria Allred, who is also quite unattractive. No box of chocolates, that one. The most famous vineyard in France, Chateau Mouton Rothschild, has been getting complaints about a new wine label which features a sketch of a naked woman. It should be noted, however, that the sketch is of Sally Jesse Raphael. You don't want to see, nobody wants to see that.
For the fifth year in a row, People magazine has named John F. Kennedy Jr. one of its 50 most beautiful people. Meanwhile, Big Red Nose magazine has named Ted Kennedy one of its 50 faces most ravaged by drink. Former Interior Secretary James Watt was indicted this week for still having a large light bulb-shaped head. To discourage worship of the Dalai Lama, the Chinese government has banned all photos of the exiled Tibetan leader, except for this photo from the 70s. And filmmaker Ken Burns announced that following his baseball series, his next documentary project will be a 12-hour, 8-part history of the dorky haircut. The first deaf Miss America, Heather Whitestone, was crowned last week in Atlantic City. Although completely deaf, she is an expert lip reader. Personally, I don't think she's that pretty, you know. Not my cup of tea. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne.
Senator Strom Thurmond, at 94, the oldest person ever to serve in Congress, has been hospitalized this week with a bout of the flu. Doctors who examined the senator thoroughly got kind of nauseous. No matter how hard he tries not to, House Speaker Newt Gingrich just continues to scare the bejesus out of little kids. In a recent interview, tenor Luciano Pavarotti says that he is so in love with his new girlfriend that he likes to run nude on the beach with her. Read all about this in this month's issue of Things That Make Me Vomit. That picture makes me vomit as well. A new development in the Marv Albert story. This week, his accuser, Vanessa Perhatch, decided to go public, allowing news agency to print her name and picture. Following the publications of the photograph, legal experts were left wondering, who was the real victim? Not easy on the eye. Well, it's official. Sportscaster Marv Albert, convicted last month on assault and battery charges, will serve no jail time. But the big story was outside the courthouse, where the second accuser from his trial, Patricia Maston, showed her face in public for the first time. This new development had legal experts asking once again, who was the real victim here? A celebrated Hollywood cosmetic surgeon whose clients include Michael Jackson, Phyllis Diller, and Joan Rivers has been accused of fondling patients while they were under anesthesia. The case has legal experts wondering, who is the real victim here? This week, a milestone in rock music. REM drummer Bill Berry has announced that he is quitting the band. Berry, who has been with REM for 17 years, says the decision to leave was entirely mutual between himself and his giant eyebrow. They talked it over and they decided it was best for both of them. An extremely rare albino lobster found recently in Maine will not end up on a dinner table, but will instead live out its days in a private aquarium. The lobster has already been flown from Casco Bay to Texas, where it will be lovingly cared for by rock legend Johnny Winter. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Well, finally, the Guinness Book of World Records announced this week that Gul Mohammed of New Delhi, at 22.8 inches tall, is the shortest man in the world to have Eddie Murphy's head. Earlier today, the biggest auction ever of Beatles memorabilia took place in Tokyo. Among the one-of-a-kind items on the block were Paul McCartney's birth certificate, a white Mercedes-Benz owned by John Lennon, and rarest of all, a photo of George Harrison not looking haggard. Have you ever seen one when you think about it? In a recent interview, Paul McCartney confessed that Bob Dylan turned the Beatles on to marijuana. In return, George Harrison turned Dylan on to looking old and haggard.
I've never seen a picture of George Harrison not haggard.
He's somewhere, he's be-haggard. He's like beleaguered and haggard. Like he's haggard with a beleaguered
Be-haggard?
Yeah.
I always want the new people. Oh, hey, guess what? There's a young girl that's middling attractive that swears a lot. Let's get her. Right? Is that the new fucking thing?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, hysterical.
Right.
Who's funnier than her?
Nobody.
No, except dudes. But,
Nobody.
but I think she spawned these other ladies that they forget that she's funny, and they think the whole point is just to be
semi-hot,
attractive, and then talk about sucking cock. And
you got to show a
shit.
lot of leg. You got to show a lot of leg with little skirts on, and then talk about sucking cock and manipulating balls with your hand, and it's hysterical.
Bring back Phyllis Diller. Some ugly old bag. Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Those are the funny ladies.
Wow. Whoa, that is old.
The funny ladies always used to be ugly old bags. Or Roseanne. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Of all the people that you've ever interviewed over the years, how many people would you say you've interviewed?
40,000.
40,000.
That's what they figure 40 years, about 1,000 people a year.
40,000 guests. Now, who was the physically ugliest guest you ever encountered? The ugliest.
Ugliest.
The Elephant Man. You ever interview the Elephant Man?
No, we tried.
He was ugly.
But we didn't do it. We almost had Siamese twins once.
Really?
Didn't do them.
You're saying Siamese twins are ugly?
They were connected at the head.
And that
would have been difficult.
Not attractive to you?
No.
Would you marry a Siamese twin?
Now stop that. I didn't come here to be insulted.
No, but
all right.
So you never interviewed
I'm
the
trying
Elephant
to think if you asked. No, I did not interview the Elephant Man. I'm trying to think of the ugliest man I have ever interviewed. The ugliest man. Who's the guy who produces Saturday Night Live?
Lorne Michaels.
That's the man.
Yes, I've met him. He is
hard to look at.
Not easy on the eye.
No, not. It's hard to interview people like that.
Not easy on the eyes. So you're saying, Larry King, that you find conjoined twins ugly?
At the head, yes.
At the head, they're ugly.
At the hip, they're not ugly. But at the head, well, it's grotesque.
It's grotesque.
Don't you think it's grotesque?
No, I find all humans beautiful.
Larry, that's why we love you.
In a recent interview, Jane Pauley recalled how back in the 70s, she coined the phrase bad hair day. In another recent interview, Larry King recalled how back in the 70s, he coined the phrase bad face day.
Who are you?
I'm Callista Flockhart. Who the hell do you think I am? I'm deaf. Which one of you is Peter Griffin?
He is.
Come on, man. Which one of you is Peter Griffin?
This is Peter Griffin.
Hey, that's a good one.
What? Why are you...
No, wait. I'm not finished holding my sides.
Why Why are you here? The doctor said Peter was okay.
Oh, the doctor. Well, I guess he must know, right? I mean, he's a doctor and everything, and I'm just, Death.
Excuse me. Hello, I'm Stewie. Big fan. Look, Death, you made a mistake. I'm not really supposed to be dead.
Oh, I made a mistake, huh? Then what do you call this?
I don't care what that says. You can't take my husband.
Mother, where are your manners? Don't argue with our guest. Won't you join us for dinner, Death?
Oh, no, I don't want to be a bother. Hey, is that turkey?
Yes, Death. We were in the middle of a turkey dinner to celebrate Peter's good health.
Oh, do you mind?
Ew, how did you do that?
Oh, well, let's just say when I was younger, I did some films I'm not particularly proud of. Well, that does it for me. Let's go, Peter.
Wait! You can't go. After dinner, we usually go into the living room and live for another 40 or 50 years.
40 or 50? Let's go.
Hey, Death, you got a file on me?
Yeah, somewhere. It's in the car, I think.
Does it mention that I ran 2 weeks of junior varsity track?
Let's not do this. Hey, look, I caught Flo, Joe. You don't think I can catch you? My ankle! Yeah, listen, don't help or anything. I'm totally fine. Damn Irish.
I got a B+ in health. Is there anything I can do?
Yeah, why don't you boil some water and rip up some sheets there, Einstein? It's a sprained ankle. I just have to stay off it for a few days.
Wait, you can't stay here.
Why not?
You're trying to kill me. Besides, how are we supposed to explain you to Mr. Roper? Hey, make yourself at home, Death. I'm going out for a little while.
Hey, wait. You can't tell anyone I'm here. For if humanity discovers I'm no longer lurking in the shadows, the consequences will be dire.
Go on.
That's it. What the hell do you see in him?
It's your turn, Death.
Yeah, I know I should find this ironic, but really I'm just bored as hell. Hey, how old is this TV? You could probably get the Dumont network on this thing.
You know, Peter is a good man and a wonderful father.
Here it comes.
Could you please find it in your heart to spare him? After all, it isn't really his time.
What'd you make this cocoa out of, crap?
If you want me to make it again...
Sorry, Lois, it's my fault. I just assumed you were going to make it with milk, not crap.
I'll be right back. Joey, leave Death alone.
He's okay. You know, he reminds me a lot of me at that age. I just hope his teen years go better than mine. Boy, talk about awkward.
Oh, baby.
Oh, Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sandy. Oh. Sandy? Oh, not again. I'm going to be a virgin forever. Or am I?
I brought you something to read.
Oh, glamour. Great. I can learn how to please my man. Go get me an Entertainment Weekly. I hear it's got a great picture of me sneaking up on Tom Snyder.
Can we please talk about Peter? He has so much to live for, Death. He loves his children and me.
Okay. I'll spare his life. But you owe me, if you get my drift. What the hell are you doing? I was talking about another fruit cup. Not bad, though.
Peter, Death just agreed to let you live.
Oh, man, this really is my night. I get to live and I'm on TV.
Our top story tonight, the rules of death no longer apply.
Fascinating story, Tom.
It sure is, Diane. And since the laws of death no longer apply, I can do this.
That's right, Tom.
And now it's time for sports.
Great, the whole world is laughing at me. This is high school all over again. Well, I'll show them. I'll show all of them. Oh, my God, that hurt.
We now return to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, as read by Norm MacDonald.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Wait, 'twas? What's 'twas? Is that short for it was? What kind of rush are you in, man? You can't just say it was. Oh, you saved a lot of time there, fella. Oh, don't come at me with that it was stuff. I got things to do. Got to get down to the donut shop. You know, 2 days ago, I was at the donut shop, and I said, hey, donut guy, you got anything warm back there? He says, try the fritters. They were. They were? What does that even mean? They were. You must mean twere. The fritters twere warm. What's that? We're out of time. Oh. I'm fired. Hey, you know O.J. Simpson is a wife-beating murderer, right? Oh, right. Was. 'Twas!
Is it really my fault? 'Cause you try to hit me with your pity till I can't trust, but I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fix it.
That clock is set at 10 past 10, and that's because this guy drinks like a fish, and we want to remember, remind him how to drive. You're supposed to put your hands at 10 and 2. Did you know that?
No. That's all very true.
You never heard that?
No.
You never heard tell of that?
Tell of that?
You never heard tell of that?
Nobody says that anymore. You never heard tell of that?
Because we have a thing here in the United States where you go and talk in front of the president. So you do a stand-up comedy, which is what I do.
To the president?
To the president and a bunch of press people.
When?
It's like a roast.
Yeah. You never heard of that? Never heard tell of that?
Go and do comedy at the president.
Yeah.
He sits down, you go and do some comedy.
Well, not right to him, not just one-on-one. Right. There's a bunch of press people.
The White House correspondence.
It's called the White House correspondence.
And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir? If you don't mind me asking. What do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that.
Holy crow.
You say more things that nobody says anymore. Holy crow. I haven't heard that since '58.
Mick Jagger, I guess.
You met Mick Jagger. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Holy crow, what happened there? What's the story? There's got to be some story there.
Well, it was you really want to hear?
Yeah.
Holy crow?
I mean, meeting Mick Jagger?
You met Mick Jagger. You met everybody.
I've never met Mick Jagger.
On SNL, you met pretty much
I was in the years
everybody.
where they had bad hosts.
What? I hosted.
That's true.
If this were a memoir, I would tell about my wife. What a battle axe.
A battle axe?
I mean,
no one's called their wife a battle axe since 1945. They're saying John Hodgman might be the possible guy who could replace Craig Ferguson. What about him?
Well, you see, he's too smart. Nobody wants an egghead or a blue stocking. What they want is
No one's talked that way in 80 years. What do you mean? No one wants an egghead or a blue stocking. They want a ham and egg man. They want a guy who gets his hands dirty.
That's right. They want a fella like you and me, a man of the people.
Okay, I'm going to try this.
Do you like hot sauce?
Oh, I hate it. But you got to try new things in life.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're right. Whoa! Son of a gun, that's hotter than a $2 pistol. Man alive.
Well, welcome to Phoenix. How long have you been in town?
I got in yesterday and I burned myself all over.
We said, what were you doing?
I know, it's hotter than a $2 pistol in this town.
See your little peeling a little bit on the nose?
Yeah.
So you don't come here often in the summer, is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah, it's a good plan not to come in the summer.
And
it's nice every other
People leave
month.
in the summer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They scurry out.
Spent a lot of time in Southern California, San Diego.
Are you drunk? Because all you did was ride a cooler and you're sweating.
I am. Well, it's hot it's hotter than a $2
Well, he's
pistol
got like
in here.
12 layers on,
Yeah, I
think.
thought it was going to be really cold.
Well, you're from Canada. This should be springtime for you.
No, I know I'm from Canada, but I'm still a human being. Like it's not like we evolved differently. I'm from the frozen north.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets colder than It gets colder than a...
here it comes. Get your finger on the panic button.
No, it gets colder than a vampire's demeanor.
Okay, that's better.
Wow. Surprisingly cerebral.
You said this is the coldest you've ever been. You're Canadian, so are you okay with this?
I've been colder than this. I've been colder than a vampire's...
Go on.
That's like
We're
an
waiting.
8 a.m. joke.
We can do it at 7:19. The stage is yours.
Larry, can I borrow $25,000?
Whoa! That's a lot of money, Norm. What's it for?
Well, I think you probably know.
Gee, I usually don't lend that much money, Norm.
Larry, they say they're going to kill me.
All right, Norm, but I want it back.
Okay, all right. Good. You're a good man, a scholar, and a gentleman. Thank you.
You're a good man. Let's do business.
That's mighty fine, Harry. Let me tell you something, Harry. It's a pleasure and an honor to do business with a scholar and a gentleman like yourself.
Yeah, I'll keep in touch.
Well, hello, little lady.
Hey, Sid, how are you?
Why, I couldn't be better. I just broke into the wholesale business.
Wow, congratulations.
Do you know that my movies will be seen in every hotel in the Eastern Seaboard?
Every hotel.
Well, perhaps I'm bragging. Every hotel that allows facial cum shots.
Porn business never sleeps.
Guys, I agree with you then. Oscar Pistorius is a scholar and a gentleman.
All right.
He's a murderer.
Really turned it around on us. Alleged murder.
I play Geezer. It was me, actually. Geezer's just an old chunk of coal that, Thank you for having this old chunk of coal from the Ottawa Valley on your big city program.
We are so pleased to have you with us, Norm.
But my Merle Haggard was opening for him, And I'm just an old chunk of coal. And I like Merle. Some of my strongest material comes from real life.
Real life?
Like, for instance, today I was driving in a car. You were kind enough to bring a car to bring this old chunk of coal here to the studio.
We send cards for our guests, yes.
Yeah, so I got in it, and I get material that way. So my driver...
What do you mean? How do you get material that way? You get in the car, and what happens?
My driver tells me a joke.
I'm scared now.
No, firstly, Conan, I'm thankful for the fine ladies who live across this country and leave pies on their windowsills. So an old chunk of coal like me might have a meal from time to time.
Okay.
I am going to return to my former sexual lifestyle.
Well, yeah, what's that?
It's trying to find a lady and convincing her to let me lie down on top of her.
That sounds so romantic, the way you describe it. I want to lie down on top of you and take a nap? What do you...
I'm just an old chunk of coal that likes the,
Old chunk of coal. Yeah. Likes S&M, apparently.
No, that's what I was just trying to... I'm getting back to just lying on top of a lady.
Okay, all right.
How do you feel about a woman? She's supposed to be my life partner. I look in the mirror the other day and I says to her, honey, I look in the mirror and all I see is a fat, ugly old man. And I need you to give me a compliment. She says, all right then. Your eyesight is damn near perfect. I said, you dirty dog.
You called her a dirty dog?
A dirty duck.
A dirty dog.
Call me to say goodnight. Kiss me once or twice. I'll never let go of you. Fold me into your arms. Stay with you.
The thing I want to talk about is his diction, his word choice. I've always he spoke like someone from the 1920s. He would talk about hobos. Yeah. And he would say my wife, a battle axe. Yeah. He talked in this way that was from a different time. I'm just an old lump of coal. Yeah. And you thought, where is this coming from? And it didn't feel contrived. It was, and I don't know if it coming from this province in Canada.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does.
Because his, people can make up that kind of language and use it. This really came from him, and he would make these choices. Like, I remember once he was talking about a dog, a Doberman, and he kept calling it a Doberman.
That's right.
And you were like, why is he calling a Doberman a Doberman? He was doing it on purpose. He would do little things that would catch your ear.
And it's almost like poetry in a way. The way he would deliver and write his sets.
Yeah, he had a real facility for the English language.
Unbelievable.
Really amazing construction.
It all felt very spontaneous, but as I spoke to Robert Smigel,
who was the original head writer on the Late Night Show.
But more importantly, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Yeah, he refers to himself as Triumph the Insult. That's what it says on his... When he gets pulled over for speeding, it says on his driver's license, Insult Comic Dog, Triumph. Weight, 8 inches.
But he said... he saw him perform somewhere, and I don't know where. But he said Norm went on a run, and it was hilarious. And he went up to Norm and said, "That was amazing, that run you went on in the moment." And he said, "That wasn't in the moment. That was completely crafted. Every single word of it was written out."
I'll tell you something else too. Which
he was a craftsman.
Yeah, he was a craftsman.
All right. Wow, this is exciting. Thank you, and welcome to the American Music Awards. This is exciting. I'm not actually in music, so let me introduce myself. To those of you who don't know me, I'm Norm MacDonald. For those of you not familiar with me, thank you very much. I am the biological child of Melissa Etheridge and Norm Crosby. So if you want to... Well, that's the big story in music news right now. Melissa Etheridge asked her friend David Crosby to be the biological father of her children. And this was a new experience for David Crosby. Usually when David Crosby picks up a turkey baster, there's a turkey in the vicinity. That's right. He's a fat guy. But this is the 27th annual American Music Award. It's the first American Music Award of the new millennium. And we're setting a... Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. And we're setting a big record here tonight. Three straight hours of ABC programming without Regis. So that's kind of exciting. Before I did the show, I never realized how much work it took to put on a production like this. Check it out. They spent 2 months building all these incredible sets. They had to coordinate 14 live music acts. And most impressive of all, they had to find a seat filler for Jennifer Lopez. She got a... What the fuck was that? Now, maybe you guys are right. Maybe she doesn't have a gigantic ass. I stand corrected. Well, it's been quite a year in music, though. Let's look back. A lot of classic songs have been covered this year, haven't they? Lenny Kravitz did American Woman. Dwight Yoakam did Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And Barry Manilow released an album entitled Manilow Sings Sinatra. And I'll tell you, it is a great CD, or as I like to call it, it is a great coaster. I like to throw my drinks on that. It's not a good CD at all. And you know, with everyone so obsessed with their careers nowadays in music, you know what I mean? Here's a kind of a nice story. Celine Dion is retiring from music to try to start a family, you know? And I think she's serious about it, because I just saw her backstage chasing David Crosby with a bucket and a copy of Swank. So I think she's serious about it. Well, we've got a big show, so let's get it going. Yeah. Here are our first presenters. As Dr. Fraser Crane, he's achieved stardom in TV, and with hits like Come to My Window and Angels Would Fall, she's achieved stardom in music. But they have one thing in common. They both love the ladies. Please welcome Melissa Etheridge and Kelsey Grammer. Back here to present the award for the favorite country album. Our Shadazy. An interesting thing about the name Shadazy. Do you realize that the name Shadazy comes from the Native American word for my sisters? It's kind of like that other Native American band Chumbawamba, which means thanks for that one song. Ladies and gentlemen, Shadazy, right here. Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription, "Too Puffy with Love," please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. Well, 1999 was a big year for Latin musicians, and Atlanta Braves pitcher John Rocker thinks they all suck. He especially hates our next performer, and has never bought any of his 13 consecutive #1 Latin singles or any of his 17 million albums he sold. So if you're watching now, John Rocker, be a good time to hit the can. For the rest of us, here he is, Enrique Iglesias. That's a coincidence, because I did that song in a karaoke bar the other night. That's one of my favorite songs. I was just talking to Dre backstage. I don't know if he's a real doctor, but he did prescribe me some stuff. So I don't know. There he goes. And that leads us to our first special merit award of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, for nearly 30 years, our next presenter toured the country with his band, the Grateful Dead, playing guitar to sold-out arenas of tie-dyed hippies. That's right. Please welcome the late, great Andy Garcia. Well, I'll tell you, it's nice to be back on stage out here. You know, I don't want to say my dressing room is small, but Tommy Lee just dropped by to visit. He shook hands with Carmen Electra. He blew out a wall. He's got a huge, anyway. And now to present tonight's next award. Real singers, country music stars Trace Adkins and Montgomery Gentry. Oh, well, thank you, folks. Exciting. I didn't know the Judds were back together. Did you know that? I just saw them. I just saw the Judds backstage. Yeah, you're big Judds fans? I just saw the Judds backstage chasing David Crosby around with 6 mason jars and a ham sandwich tied on a fishing pole. I don't know what it means. Our next presenters are talented young stars who became overnight sensations with their brilliant debut albums. And if I can take this moment to offer a little friendly advice, kids, whatever you do, when you put out your second albums, don't suck. Please welcome Tal Bachman and Britney Spears. Yeah, Savage Garden. That was great. He didn't seem as savage tonight as usual to me, but that might just be me. You know, folks, it's time for our next presenters, and for a long time there's been a rivalry between West Coast rappers and East Coast saxophone players. But tonight they have put their differences aside to be here. Please welcome Warren G. and Kenny G. Our next performers took their name from the nickname of their home state. They picked Lone Star because the other nickname for Texas was already taken by that other band, Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, Lone Star! Well, you all know our next two presenters. When he was on the show Silver Spoons, he went by the name of Ricky. But now he's all grown up on NYPD Blue, and he prefers to be called Big Ricky. She is an exceptionally gifted singer and songwriter by the name of Amy Grant, although she also prefers to be called Big Ricky, oddly enough. Ladies and gentlemen, big hand for Big Ricky Schroeder and Big Ricky Grant. Thank you, folks. I'm really happy to save the 90s Artist of the Decade Award for me to present. I have been a huge country music fan my entire life, and I'm a big fan of this guy. In case you don't know, there's been no need for voting on this one at all. The record stands by itself. Look at these statistics. The fastest selling artist in history. 4 albums, sold more than 10 million copies each. Over 95 million albums sold in all, more than any other American recording artist. By acclamation, the 90s Artist of the Decade, Garth Brooks. Together 3 of the hottest top 10 singers, and we put them together on this stage to participate in a bare-knuckle fight to the death. Here are Tyrese, Jessica Simpson, and Julio Iglesias Jr. All right. That's it, folks. Good night. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. When I was asked to host the ESPYs this year, folks, I said yes immediately for one reason and one reason only. This show has interns. I'll be having little improper relations backstage a little later. But man, it's great to be here at the 6th annual ESPY Awards. Hard to believe, huh, that the ESPYs are 6 years old. Although Anthony Mason swears they're 18. So, yeah, he'll be having sex with the ESPYs in about 12 years. So, I was a little late here tonight. I took the cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki Arabu. I'm like, Arabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here. It's great to be here on ESPN. I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other
other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking. This seems kind of immature. Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, you know, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, you know. And he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. Hey, have you heard about this? Ted Turner and NBC plan to start their own rival football league to compete with the NFL. And not much known about the specifics of this new league, except for this, it will suck. They know that. So they might have trouble, you know, getting advertisers when we know it will suck. And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, you know. There he is. I love the Denver fans, you know, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend over. That was exciting, man. The East beat the West. Jeff Hornacek won the three-point shootout. Houston's Clyde Drexler and Cynthia Cooper won that exciting two-ball thing. And Charles Barkley won the throw a guy through a plate glass window contest. So that was quite a game, you know. I mean, you know who impressed me the most yesterday was Kobe Bryant. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. 19 years old, the youngest starter ever in the All-Star game, and he played so well that today he was named spokesman for NBC's new public service campaign called Screw It, Who Needs College? Of course, the biggest story in basketball, no question about it, Michael Jordan may retire. Yeah. Michael Jordan may retire after this season, and it's terrible news for Bull fans, you know, but it is terrific news for golf hustlers. They're happy about it. But Jordan is very serious, though, about leaving. In fact, he's already called the Hall of Fame to make sure that his plaque bears his basketball nickname, Air Jordan, and not his baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. That would just be disrespectful, you know? Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, you know, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... Oh, my goodness. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods, how about that, huh?
Yeah, he's up for golf. Of course, he's up for Golfer of the Year this ESPYs. And you know who I feel sorry for, folks, is the other two guys nominated for Golfer of the Year. You see these guys getting ready, you know? It's like, hey, honey, have you seen my tuxedo? No, not the good one. The one I wear when I'm going to get my ass kicked. Have you seen that one? Boomer Esiason is with us. Boomer. How you doing, buddy? Boomer, of course, will replace Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football next season. And Frank told reporters that this will allow him to spend more time with his wife and children. Then he broke down and cried for 45 minutes. So. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off. It's a word of advice. Before we can begin handing out our awards tonight, we must look.
Live from Toronto at the Sony Centre, it's the 4th Annual Canadian Screen Awards with your host, Norm MacDonald, featuring Martin Short, Jay Baruchel, Rick Mercer, Emily Van Camp, Eugene Levy, Jacob Tremblay, Catherine O'Hara, Christopher Plummer, and Donald Sutherland. Now, please welcome Norm MacDonald.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Norm MacDonald, and I could not be more excited to be here. You know, when I was asked to host the Canadian Screen Awards, I called my good friend Chris Rock, and I said to him, I've got some great news, Chris. I'm going to Canada. And he said, I've got some great news, too. I'm hosting the Oscars. What are you doing in Canada? And I said, you know, visiting some family, friends. The usual. We're coming to you live from Toronto, or as you cost-cutting location scouts call it, New York City. Look at this beautiful crowd, though. Isn't it something? Dashing men. That sounded like Bobo. Look at this beautiful crowd, though, folks. Dashing men in black ties, sophisticated women in elegant gowns, and tonight, all of you are going to hear the word shits about 100 times. Never has there been such an assembly of great Canadian talent in a single location that did not have to be Zamboni'd first. Tonight, the CSAs are being seen in over 50 countries. Isn't that exciting? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, wait. I misread that. 50 counties. And a couple of regional municipalities. We are here to celebrate nominees for their wonderful work in Canadian cinema and television, which is a lot like celebrating the Northern Lights. You probably haven't seen them, but you've heard they're amazing. You know, we were worried people would record the show and they'd just fast forward to the good parts, as is the want these days. So we have put a plan in place to prevent that from happening. We have decided to not have any good parts. I'm doing my part. But no, that's not true. We have a lot to celebrate in our industry. Amongst the TV shows nominated tonight are Amazing Race Canada, Big Brother Canada, Master Chef Canada. Where do they come up with these ideas? We are honored to have the great Christopher Plummer here tonight. Mr. Plummer is nominated for Remember, the story of a man who at age 90 sets out to kill the Nazi who murdered his family. And I thought I left things to the last minute. But it's been a wonderful year for Canada. It's been a especially great year for one little guy, one adorable little Canadian youngster who's already accomplished so much. Of course, you know who I'm talking about, Justin Trudeau. Hasn't he had a wonderful year? No, I'm kidding. I was misdirecting you. I'm talking about Jacob Tremblay. Jacob is up for Best Actor, and he will be competing against the aforementioned Christopher Plummer. You know, Jacob is only 9 years old. Christopher Plummer, 86 years old. But they have a couple of things in common. One, the deep love of their craft. And two, they are both up way past their bedtimes. And tonight, the Lifetime Achievement Award will be presented to Mr. Martin Short. It's the Academy's way of saying, thank you so much, we've had enough. Little Don Rickles. As a friend, it's over. Ingenue Ellis is here tonight. Absolutely. She has done some powerful work in the Book of Negroes, which tells the story of a woman confronting the tragic legacy of racism in 18th century America. Oh, did I mention on the show Sunnyside I play a talking manhole? That doesn't mean it's better, it's just different. Ross of Sutherland is here, nominated for his role in River. And he is here with his iconic father, Donald Sutherland, who has come to support his son. Not to compete with him like someone I know, Eugene Levy. Oh, and Catherine O'Hara is here tonight, the wonderful... That's a beautiful dress you have on, Catherine. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But Catherine is an actress of extraordinary range, from her many characters on SCTV, of course, to her work in Best in Show and Home Alone, and perhaps her most remarkable performance to date as the title character in the Book of Negroes. I lost $1. It's been a busy weekend getting here. We lost an hour. As you know, daylight savings time went into effect last night. I give it 6 months. And I would like to... I'd like to take a brief moment, as all moments are, I suppose, to thank my writers. You know, the writers are so specialized these days. There's a joke writer, he gives you jokes. There's a gag writer, he gives you gags. There's a head writer, he gives you... What I'm saying is things are they're specialized. Well, we're going to start the show, but I was... It hasn't started yet, you didn't know. I saw a wild look of alarm cross your eyes. But I was backstage yesterday, and we were doing rehearsals, and I asked, what is the statuette called? And they said, it's called the Canadian Screen Award. And I said, well, that seems kind of dull. Like, what? That's the name of the award? And they said, well, we've been bandying around different names, but none of, they said in Canada it takes a long time to get stuff done and stuff. But one of them they mentioned was the Candy. And I think John Candy, I mean, who doesn't love John Candy? So of course, the statuette should be called the Candies. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you are a presenter, ignore the teleprompter and say, the candy goes to. And if you are lucky enough to win one, go, I won a candy. What do you think of that? Can you go along with that? Excellent. That would make us a better nation. I am not here to upbraid. However, I think I made it quite clear that these awards should be referred to as the Candies. A 9-year-old child knew. Are you so burdened with this preposterous technology? So I would like not to see that again. Backstage I was thinking how different things are since I moved to the United States. Now I'm in the United States. One thing I've noticed about films, I don't like foreign films anymore. They're all like artsy, kind of not my cup of tea. But when I grew up in Ottawa, by God, I loved foreign films. Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit. Do you remember that one? Here to present our next award, the Candy. And this will be the end of my upbraiding, I hope. Is an accomplished actor. All right. Hey, before we go on any further, how about a hand for the band, huh? Good job, guys. George St. Kitts and the Candy Band. Who can take a sunrise? Come on, guys. Sprinkle it, but they can't. Well, whatever. Well, our next presenters are political people. And it made me think, because I was just told Cape Breton Island, I don't know if you know this, but they are offering sanctuary to anyone that lives in America after Trump is elected president by a landslide. And I agree with this in principle, but why Cape Breton Island? I mean, can't I just flee to Toronto? Do I have to leave the fucking planet? I mean, I just go to Baffin Island while I'm at it. All right, now welcome to the stage, two Canadian. Oh,
the candies are going great so far, aren't they? I would like to say to Eugene Levy that there's no reason to be ashamed of your son. My son only this morning punched me in the chest really hard. Listen, I have some good news. I just found out that all of you here tonight will be getting a swag bag. Yeah. Just like the Oscars. I haven't seen one yet, but why don't we take a look and see what you're getting? I'm going to call Megan, our golden girl, out. Megan, our golden girl? Hi, Megan. Come on out here. Ah, you brought the swag bag. Yes, can you hold it open? And then I'll take things out of the swag bag. What do we have here? A loose pancake. What else we got here, Megan? We got, oh, this looks cool. It's a CD, you know what they are, of Nelly Furtado singing all the national anthems. Torn from today's headlines. See what else we have. Well, we have this. Ah, yes, this. This is a bottle of Eau de John Cherry Cologne. It's for the gentleman in the audience. Now, what else do we have? Hopefully something a little funnier than the last one. Here. We have a 30-minute massage from producer Robert Lantos. Don't try to go for 50. You only can hit 30. Then what else do we have here? Oh, a curling stone. You know what these are made of? I always took them for granite. Last time I take a joke from Martin Short. All right. Megan, just do some house cleaning here. Having a hand for Megan, our Golden Globe. A natural mistake. Now, please welcome one of Canada's... All right. I want to apologize for running out earlier. I don't know if anybody saw that. But, you know, these things happen in live TV, and it reminds me actually of a maxim that Christopher Plummer told me many years ago. He said, before a live awards ceremony, do not eat a fistful of LSD. Take that with you. And I'm sorry, Jacob. How's Jacob doing? Hey, Jacob. Congratulations, buddy. This must be like deja vu for you, being stuck in a room for so long like this. All right, folks, please. All right. Listen, guys. For some reason, I've been told to stretch. So, oh, I've never tried that before. The show's over, folks. Good night. But for the first candies, respect, peace. My other friend was mentally retarded. Now, I know you're not supposed to say that anymore, but that's what we said then, you know, and I understand that term. You know, it means that you're arrested. Your mental capacity has been retarded or arrested. So, anyways, I'll say Down syndrome. I don't care. I didn't say it for a long time on account of I thought people would think I was a doctor, and I'd have to hit their knee with a hammer or something. I don't know. The stewardess comes up. Flight attendant!
flight attendant. I apologize. Words are different now. When I was young, if you were a flight attendant and you were a lady, we would call you a stewardess. And if you were a flight attendant and you were a man, we would call you a, wait, what? What are you guys thinking? Good Lord. What's wrong with you? I'm outraged. I'm outraged, I tell you. I'm outraged at what you are thinking. Just because I paused for a second. I was going to say a steward. If you're a flight attendant, you were male, we used to call you a steward, you know? But words have changed, folks. That's the way things go, man. They're always going to be different. You know, words, they change. That's why I can't understand goddamn Shakespeare, you know? I remember one time when I was a little boy, I went up to my dad, I said, Dad, I think I'm a little girl. And he said, I thought you had a cock. And I was like, oh yeah, you got me. Now, the only reason I tell you that is to show how hateful we were back then. You know what I'm saying? Now, every person knows that people are nuanced. They're not all evil or all good, you know. My dad did good stuff, you know. He was in the Second World War. You know, he fought Hitler. I mean, you know, he had help. It wasn't like he didn't have a fist fight with Hitler. But I'm saying he liberated us from what could have been the icy grip of Nazism. How about that? So that was his good side, you know? His evil side was this crazy idea he had that having a cock had something to do with being a boy. I don't even know, you know, where you could come up with such an idea. Nowadays, we can't even wrap our heads around that kind of thinking. But people used to actually think that. Isn't that something? Now, in other ways, my father was very progressive. For instance, we had a gender-neutral bathroom. You know, I used it, my brother used it, my sister used it, my mother used it. Anybody, didn't matter what gender you were. And you know what I was way ahead on? Slut shaming. I was always against that.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this world so unsteady.
I don't like words that hide the truth. I don't like words that conceal reality. I don't like euphemisms or euphemistic language. And American English is loaded with euphemisms because Americans have a lot of trouble dealing with reality. Americans have trouble facing the truth. So they invent a kind of a soft language to protect themselves from it. And it gets worse with every generation. For some reason, it just keeps getting worse.
You know what we should rap on?
Disco Duck. Oh yeah, that's great.
I think you can hear me.
Yeah, I think you can too.
That's something.
We also love Billy Baldwin, and I don't know if there's any kind of cool.
No, we
stories.
love that story.
Yeah, the story of you when you first learned to do the Billy Baldwin impression.
Yeah, like we're really bad at like setting it up.
Yeah,
you like whispering into. That's
Tell him to set up the Billy Baldwin.
Before the Michael Jackson time, I went out with a girl, and we were at her house, and we were watching Sliver.
Oh yeah.
And she said, you something you kind of look like him. And so then I just went home and was like, I need to look like Billy Baldwin because she likes him. And so I just figured out that his face is just always. It's just always like.
How does he do that with his face?
Unbelievable.
And he's just everything he does is just always doesn't move.
Jim Carrey can do that with his face.
He's I mean that's.
But I haven't seen anybody else be able to do that with their face before.
I can't at all. Jeff Richards does it a little, but that's unbelievable. That was unreal.
You're very sweet.
How does it go again?
But it's just, it's the Baldwin. They all go there a little bit at some point. Every time there's everyone, sometimes you'll see a little Alec will go there.
Did you have Alec Baldwin? He must have.
Oh yeah, every season pretty much.
He's amazing. I don't know what he's doing now.
He was unreal.
Weird tweets.
But he's being caricatured on Saturday Night Live, like quite mercilessly by Alec Baldwin. Like Is it funny to you? Is that funny?
No. The only reason I don't find it funny, when I was there, Darrell Hammond did Donald Trump, and that shows how far back Trump goes, because that was 20 years ago. But Darrell did him then. It was a softer Trump, you know. I think it was a Trump that was a lot closer to his real self. But if you do, the problem with, if you do an impression of someone, you have to like that person, you know, because you're playing the person, and people like themselves. So you can't play someone and have contempt for them at the same time. You know, it doesn't work as an impression. So I don't like his impression, and I have no political affiliation. I just mean from a comedy level. It used to come when he was a lot younger, I guess, because it was when I started, which was 20 years ago, and he was married to Kim Basinger. And he'd complain about her, like, you know, she's the most beautiful woman. He'd go, fucking wife. She bought a town. He was mad because she bought a town.
A town? She bought a whole town?
Yeah,
oh my
God. So their credit score went down a little. Gosh, Robert, I can't tell you how great it is to have you on the program. You know, the work you've done over the years, just top notch. It must make you very happy. Huh?
A little bit, yeah.
I saw Marvin's room, and I have to say, just a fine piece of work. Robert, it's a great cast. You got Meryl Streep, Diane Keaton. Oh, and you know who I particularly enjoyed in the film was Chong.
Yeah, he was good. He was very good. We're filming Taxi Driver. Marty turns to me. He says,
"Oh, let me guess. Probably said this. Probably, yeah, you enjoy the shrimp? Yeah, you enjoy the shrimp? Hey, you know who I bet really enjoyed the shrimp? Chong." But the coolest thing he did, he walked in and he threw a whole bunch of cigarettes. Like he had 12 packs of cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that was really cool. He was very, you know, some of the hosts, as you know, were not very involved in the writing.
Yeah, no, he was totally.
He could have been a cast member.
He really could have been a cast member, yeah.
Can you name all the Baldwins?
Yeah, I was just trying to show off.
Daniel
I'm slowly
Baldwin?
also turning in my chair.
I bet I know your favorite Daniel Baldwin movie.
Yeah.
Is it Trees Lounge?
That's up there.
I don't know.
Didn't he do Attack of the 50-Foot Woman or something?
I don't know.
The remake with Daryl Hannah?
Oh, I would have guessed Gina Davis.
Or something?
Yeah.
Or she did that?
Attack of the 50-Foot.
Or
I think I heard Matthew Perry once in an interview. I think he basically said he invented sarcasm. I think he said that. Norm was on Saturday Night Live. Norm tells the best fucking stories about some of those celebrities that went through there. And Matthew Perry had an assistant and said, you know, he said to Norm, Matt wants to do a sketch that he wants you to be in where he talks like he does on Friends. He calls it Matt speak. And Norm said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you know, he invented a way of talking, the way he talks on Friends, Matt speak. And he showed him a clip, and Norm said, are you talking about sarcasm? Matthew Perry called sarcasm. He renamed it Matt speak. Hilarious. And Norm goes, you're talking about sarcasm?
What about the black odd couple, Gil?
They should have just said to him, oh, that was really good.
I think one of the younger writers said, I think Matthew Perry's a genius. I think that's what it was. And Norm said, is he good at math or something? Harvey Weinstein was holding court. He was talking about he had seen that scene of alternative comedy, and he'd seen somebody that everybody, you know, was kind of at that moment was the king of that. That's all. And you know, Harvey Weinstein, I've been in, but like seen him at work. He's a very like obnoxious, like he just yells shit out that he thinks is brilliant, like Stephen Wright jokes or something. Right. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? You know, stuff like that. So he goes, he says this guy's name, and Norm's sitting there. He's on with Lorne and everybody, and and Harvey Weinstein says this person's name and goes, I think Sons is a genius. And then he looks at Norm and goes, Norm, what do you think? And Norm goes, Is he good at math or something? Okay.
All right, Artie, first things first. You and Chris Farley on the Dirty Work set.
Oh, wow. Dirty Work was his last movie, Farley.
Right.
And in between shooting Dirty Work and dying, he did Saturday Night Live. He hosted it. So Norm said he's out of control. You got to come to the after party to help me watch him. That's how out of control he was. I was asked to watch
Norm
him.
MacDonald and Artie Lang on our babysit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So Norm leaves for a couple of minutes, and I see Chris disappear into a bathroom with Andy Dick. True story. 5 minutes he's in there. He comes out giggling. Norm comes back and goes, what's going on? I go, bad news, man. He went into a bathroom with Andy Dick for 5 minutes, and, you know, there's only two reasons a guy goes into a bathroom with Andy Dick, and neither one is good. And without missing a beat, Norm said, holy fuck, I hope he's high. So, good news, he was high.
Speaking of Norm.
Ah, there he is.
You and Norm.
Yeah, well, there's a few guys I could point to who helped, who took a chance on me when I was either going to go to the joint or rehab, and it was Norm, Howard, and Quincy Jones who did Mad TV. We did a buddy comedy together. We met at the audition. I got terrible reviews when it came out. My hometown paper said Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist. True story. That's what the guy said in the review. So Norm said to me, hey, man, that's fucking great. A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist. He does things that are so ballsy. It takes a lot of risks, and it makes him fun, but also makes him very dangerous.
One more for you, Artie.
There you go.
There's no one better to talk to about show business than Norm because he's brutally honest about it. Like, I'll try to tell the story quick.
Go ahead.
When Norm had his last sitcom on Fox, right, he invited me to go to the upfronts with him. You know, that big thing where they introduce the shows to the advertisers? Yeah. So the head of Fox, this guy, Sandy Grushow, right out of Beverly Hills High, like permanent tan, permanent fake smile on his face.
Right.
The head of Fox goes up to Norm, and it's Norm and Jason Bateman, whose show had premiered, and all these Fox people. Goes up to Norm and says, right in front of me and a bunch of people, goes, Norm, I want to let you know that your show is the highest tested show we've had in Fox history. And Norm goes, wow, man, thanks. That's unbelievable. Wow. And then Grushow leaves and goes to talk to Jason Bateman. So this other executive at Fox, this woman Tracy something, comes over and goes, where's Sandy? He was just here. And Norm goes, he's over there telling Bateman that his show is the highest tested show in the history of Fox.
See,
so
that's what I'm telling you.
Norm gets it. There's another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate it. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
That was a great one, man. Wait, what did you
They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got about a good one.
So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan. And it's after pages of, I've never seen someone do better character work. Norm's quote is, he seems gay to me. He goes, I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay. He seems so gay. But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey.
Feelings going up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new cup of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into. What do you mean?
Oh, I love that.
You want to hear? Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go. We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on it. Every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top and like, oh my God, you know, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out. Right. She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee Hammer. Back off. Yeah, right. I mean, come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something. Right. So that's the goof. Mm-hmm. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine if you will. And Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro. Right. So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine if you will, second time, and Kattan would go, oh my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You're just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has an audience, and it's being filmed. Right. And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set. Right. He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
Right, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
He's like, hey, imagine, 10, 9, and we're on. Hey, imagine if you will. He knew the deal. Right. Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Catan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. Where Mike, the whole audience is listening. He's like, Catan. Norm, you've been a salad. Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of 10 seconds. Norm turns to Catan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. I'm like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice.
it.
And Catan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
Norm Normie.
He is very funny, very Jimmy Stewart-like almost in his...
tall,
like
blue eyes. He's very handsome.
Yeah,
handsome.
and he's got a really nice...
Is he available?
Norm, you have everything. From the outside, you're hilarious. You are a good-looking guy. You're famous. You have beautiful blue eyes. You're Norm MacDonald.
That was an amazing experience watching Russell Brand and Norm MacDonald, because in my opinion, I think you and I are kind of together on this, two of the most beautiful human beings, comedically, aesthetically, just to look at. Like, you just look at Norm, you kind of can't stop looking at him. Like, people go like, hey, Norm, but like, nah, if you look at Norm MacDonald, if I just showed you a photo of Norm MacDonald, you know who he was, and I'm like, you don't remember this guy from the Cary Grant movies? You wouldn't go like, no, what? Like, he's gorgeous.
No, but girls like me sometimes.
Yeah, well, you're very twinkly and warm and affable, and you've got an innocence about you. People will love that.
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
No, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. You know, I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, you know, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You know. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
Norm, was this, it's a little Paul Newman going on down there, right?
Yeah.
No,
You were
more
handsome,
like,
Norm.
yeah, you were handsome.
Huh?
What the happened? Anyway, no, I did Weekend
Have
Update.
you seen Paul Newman lately?
You do look better.
Know the end is day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all out.
Look at those shoulders. Yeah, strong back. You got a beautiful ass. Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind a piece of that.